Today's stories include Take-Two is confident in Grand Theft Auto 6 coming next fall, Death Stranding surprise releases on Xbox, and Warner Brothers is focusing on fewer games. We'll have all this and more because this is Kind of Funny Games Daily. Yo, what's up? Welcome to Kind of Funny Games Daily for Thursday, November 7th, 2024. I'm one of your hosts, Blessing. Adeoye Jr. Joining me is the master of hype, Snowback Mike.
Blessing, what's good, big dog? Good morning. Good to see you.
Morning, Mike.
Day number 3 of our big KFGD week. I'm so happy to be back with you, rocking it. And did you hear? There's a brand new Pokemon TCG Pocket event that is for you, big dog.
Dude, when I booted up this, because I wake up at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, he's a monster.
I'm in unhealth. I'm not a monster waking up at 7 a.m. That's a very normal, if anything, that's a blessed time to be able to wake up. My previous job, I was waking up at 5:45 a.m. I'm never going to take the 7 a.m. for granted.
I like that.
But yeah, I woke up. I get on my phone like I usually do because I'm an unhealthy person, right? I'm an unhealthy person living in 2024, so I immediately go to my phone, and because it's been the last 2 weeks, I immediately go to Pokemon Go.
Got to.
Which is honestly probably better for me than going to Twitter.
Love that.
Because usually it's Twitter.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
Pokemon Go, it's a different kind of dopamine hit I'm getting, but it's at least I'm not getting the mean Twitter people and bad news and all that shit. Right?
Okay.
Go to Pokemon, immediately see the event, immediately see that it's a versus event, and I'm like, now we're cooking.
This is for you,
Now
Bless.
we're cooking.
Come
now
on.
I'm earning rewards from actually winning battles. I mean, it's still not like the biggest rewards, but if I win like 50 battles or something,
You get that special emblem.
I can get the special
And
emblem.
now, let me set the tone for you, Bless. This is the emblem you want. Because think about this. This is the first ever PvP emblem. This is that OG medal. Okay, this is that Fortnite Season 1 skin that nobody's ever going to have.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to battle for this ultimate emblem because 6 months, a year from now, when they be doing this, you're going to have the OG one.
Dude, I'm all in on this. I've never been this into, maybe not this, but like, I guess this is the first time in a long while that I've been on a live service thing to this extent where I'm like, oh, I'm getting that. I'm getting the thing.
Yes.
I'm going all the way. I'm filling up the bars. I'm getting that emblem for winning however many duels or however many battles I need to do in Pokemon
What do you think, it's
TCG.
50? Because I'm on the second one going for third, and it's 25. So I bet you it's 50.
I think it's like 60 something. I
You
think
think
it's like
it's 60?
60.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
I said Pokemon Go earlier. I meant Pokemon TCG, the card game.
Oh my gosh, dude, this is amazing. So last night I'm doing a rewatch of Arcane to get
somebody
ready
said
for
45
Arcane
wins.
Season
Oh,
2.
I could do that easy.
Oh, that's not bad.
I could do that.
Okay, that's sweet. Yeah, so I'm doing a rewatch of Arcane while playing this, right? And I turn it on, I'm like, oh snap, Blessing's gonna have a field day with this. This is where you start to see the meta decks, right?
Yeah.
Now you're playing people at a competitive level, and you're seeing the Mewtwo, you're seeing the Charizard and the Moltres. I like this a lot.
Yes, and it's fun because, and like, here's the thing, right? The meta has really grown on me in the way that, you know, I've had to step outside of the meta, right? I've had to look out from the outside looking in and go, how do I get in front of this?
Yes.
Because these motherfuckers, like, I did a battle this morning where somebody did the thing, right? They busted out the Mewtwo, they busted out the Gardevoir, and I'm like,
they're building.
if I had my fucking Arbok, and if I did my Wigglytuff deck that I usually do against you, Mike, like, maybe I would have something here.
Maybe you have something.
But then the messed up thing is like, okay, what if I do my Arbok in Wigglytuff deck and they have the Charizard X?
That's the fun
it
part.
becomes a roll of the dice.
I love that.
It's such a good time. I'm loving this.
So last night I streamed Pokemon TCG Pocket for about 3.5 hours on stream. The chat came in. Want to give a big shout out to Crux in the building right now. I know Crux is there. Competed against everyone, but also built decks. So Bless, I want you to know today I'm confident as your rival.
Yeah.
I'm ready to bring it to you.
What we should
I got
do,
a couple of decks.
How do we do it to where we can like stream at the same time and it's the race to 45?
Oh,
Like,
we
it's
can do
just
that.
us doing
Yeah, we
battles
can
at
set
the
that
same
up.
time, and
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
just like, hey, we're racing. We're trying to see who the first is to get to 45. This is gonna be a long race.
I like that.
It's gonna take like 3 weeks to get there.
I'm noticing some fun ones of like, I've gotten 11 wins now. Out of my 11 wins.
the event?
Yeah,
Fuck.
Oh, I played a lot last
Fuck.
night. Yeah.
Okay.
I think 6 of them are from kids either just conceding right away or dropping out, and then the other 5 are like actually battling. It's very interesting. Of like,
Interesting.
if people get behind the 8 ball, they'll quit out pretty quick.
That happened to me this
Yeah.
morning. I was very shocked when somebody conceded in like turn number 2, and I was like, oh, what are we doing here? I thought we were having fun.
No, yeah, I think they just want to get it out. But then you'll catch the people. It's like, oh, you're level 25 and like have the golden Mewtwo, and it's like, are you paying a lot of money for this? They got to be, because I'm playing some people where it's like that's an insane level and some cards that you got.
They're probably paying a little bit of
yeah,
money, but also it doesn't really matter that much, right? Like, I mean, I guess maybe this is me speaking as somebody who's put in probably like 20 something hours at this point, but I feel like the amount of cards right now is so limited that it's not like, and it's a 20 card deck, right? So it's not like you're gonna pay your way to beating everybody. It's still, I feel like 50% of these matches are still coming down to luck.
I agree with that. I think what it is though is you get the duplicates of certain cards that you need.
Yes.
So for example, last night we were building decks on my stream, and I was like, oh, they were like, oh, you need 2 of this card. And I'm like, oh, I don't even have the starting Pokemon for that card, and I don't have 2 of those, so I had to go buy 4 total cards. Then they're like, yo, you need 2 Ericas, and I'm like, I don't have Ericas, so now I got to go buy 2 Ericas. So, like, I think if you do put in money, you do have those duplicates. But I do agree, like, it's anybody's game out there. It's just who's got the best deck, who gets the luck on their side. Also, can we talk about Misty in this coin flip? This is a BS coin flip.
Here's the thing.
That's a BS. That is not a 50-50.
Okay, dude, I was thinking, you're on the same wavelength. I was thinking the same thing this morning. That Misty card, I am flipping tails 90% of the time. It's so fucked up. I should at least get 1 heads like half the time on the first flip.
People out here like, oh man, I've seen someone roll 7 manas on a Misty.
Dude,
no,
that happened against me once, and I'm like, how are you rolling 7 in a row and getting 7 energies on your Blastoise X? Meanwhile, I'm struggling to put 1 energy on a Squirtle, bro.
I barely get 1 heads, and if I do get 1 heads, it's like 20% of the time, and it never follows up with 2 or 3.
Oh, dude,
so
never,
like Misty,
never.
We gotta fix that.
I took all the pincers out of my deck because these coin flips are bullshit. I'm not doing it
that
anymore.
Number, chat.
Somebody in chat they already covered GTA. We've not even gotten to the intro yet. But here's what I want to do, Mike. All right, because if we did the first to 45 stream, obviously it'll take too long, right? Like that's just a lot of matches.
Well, it's a good time. Yeah.
It's a good time. But like back in the day, Greg did like the platinum race where it's like over the course of however many weeks or months, it's like for whoever can get more platinums. I just say me and you over the next, let's say 2 weeks.
We just battling for
who's the first to get to 45?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to report that this afternoon stream today will be Pokemon. So Blessing, come on in. We're going to be playing Pokemon in there. All right. We'll be building decks. We'll be battling the community and hopefully going for 45. I'm at 11. Where you at right now? Before we go?
I'm not far. That's the thing is you got the advantage. I'm maybe at 3 wins.
Yeah, but you ball, so you got it.
Oh, dude, I'm about to lock in.
You're counting all day like the clock on the wall.
I'm counting all day like the clock on the wall. All right, let's get into the show. Of course, remember this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through the nerdy news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and on podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with the Kinda Funny membership on Patreon or YouTube to get all of our shows ad-free and get a daily exclusive show and also watch us record them live. For a chance to be a part of the show, submit your thoughts and opinions as YouTube Super Chats as we go. Housekeeping for you. Start spreading the news. Greg is leaving this week. He wants to be a part of it. The limited run games and Shopify pop up in New York City. That's right. Greg's meeting and greeting in the Big Apple from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday. Kevin Smith, Jason Mewes, and Jared Petty will also be there, but more importantly, so will the Game Awards 2015 Trending Gamer. RSVP for Saturday at kindafunny.com/NYC. Also, remember, we're an 11-person business, all about live talk shows. So today, after Kinda Funny Games Daily, you're going to get GAMESCAST, which is going to be our Dragon Age the Veilguard Spoilercast. Of course, that remains alive. Barry just gives you the middle finger. He got me. He just fucking took me out of it. I wasn't ready for it.
He checks you sometimes in that window. People don't know about the window.
People don't know about the window.
You can sometimes lock eyes with somebody and really throw them off their game.
And it's the thing where Barrett is half the time running the show. And so I look up and I thought Barrett was trying to tell me something. And I see the middle finger. I'm like, damn. I was not expecting
your
that.
ass, bro.
He got my ass. But yeah, of course, the Dragon Age, the Veilguard Spoilercast will be up. You can, whenever you finish the game, you can come back.
So excited for
this one. This evergreen content.
Yeah, this was a tough one. We do a lot of reviews and we don't really get to come back to the spoiler cast all that often. Thankfully, this week we've actually done 2 spoiler casts, which is pretty dope. But it was tough to hold back a lot for Dragon Age because I did want to ask these guys, like, what did you do X, Y, and Z? What bosses did you fight? Like, let's get into it. So today we get to finally pop the cap on that and have some fun. I'm excited.
Heck yeah, and the stream after that, of course, is going to be Pokemon TCG Pocket. If you're a Kinda Funny member, you can get today's Gregway, and you can also get Inside Out 2 in review this afternoon and tomorrow on YouTube and podcast services. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Delaney Twining and Carl Jacobs. Today we're brought to you by Phasmophobia and BetterHelp, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin with what is, and forever will be, the Roper Report. It's time for some news. We have 6 stories today.
Baker's dozen.
Barry did it again, but he didn't get me this time. All right,
Nah,
I'm locked in.
not this time.
I'm
But
locked
Roger,
in.
you killed that one. Good job, Raj.
Thank you so much, sir.
Story number 1 is a 2-for-1. All right, I got 1A and 1B. I'm going to read through them at once. All right, starting with 1A. Grand Theft Auto 6 is still on track for a fall 2025 release. This is Tom Ivan at Video Games Chronicle. The Grand Theft Auto 6 release date remains on track for the fall of calendar 2025. Publisher Take-Two confirmed the game's planned launch window hasn't changed as part of its second quarter financial results on Wednesday. Updating its financial guidance in May, Take-Two narrowed the game's release window from calendar 2025 to the fall of next year. Quote, well, there is slippage in the industry, and we're not immune from that, Strauss Zelnick told CNBC in an interview when asked how confident he was in hitting Grand Theft Auto 6's fall 2025 launch window. Quote, however, we narrowed the timing because we are highly confident in that timing, end quote. That's a new quote right there. Now, that is 1A, right? Very simple story.
But 1A.
1B is adding a little bit of flavor to it. Take-Two also says it won't release GTA near Borderlands. If you remember,
a little space.
The next Borderlands game is also slated for next year. This is from Andy Robinson at Video Games Chronicle. Take-Two Interactive has indicated that it will put distance between the releases of its 2 big upcoming titles, Grand Theft Auto 6 and Borderlands 4, despite them both due out within the same 12-month window. Quote, I think it's safe to say that we wouldn't, and no one would, stack up huge releases unnecessarily, end quote. Zelnick told Variety.
Yeah, who would do such a thing?
Who would do such a thing?
Why would we do that? That's bad business.
Yeah, like, well, you would think I'll put out like a Battlefield and a Titanfall
Come on,
at the same
Bless.
time. Who would do such
Why
a
would
crazy
we?
thing? Mike, does this change anything for you? Does this move the needle for you? Does this give you more confidence that we will see GTA 6 about a year from now?
I mean, it gets me excited, right? I think a lot of people in the live stream right now is probably going, yeah, you wish 2026, you know what I mean? But, like, it feels good, right? It's nice to know that 2025, we are aiming for Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm excited for it. This is the game that I think me and so many others want to play. And also, I'm sure for Take-Two, that's the money, right? Like, they're looking forward to this releasing because it's going to make a bunch of cash. So, yeah, I think that's the goal here. Being smart about it, of saying, hey, we're going to let Borderlands have some room to breathe. You would expect that in the first half of the year, then GTA in the second half of the year. That's the right move. That's good business, protecting your other asset there. I like everything I'm hearing right here.
Yeah. I mean, it's the thing where I want to believe, and this gives me a little bit more confidence in it. But there's nothing in this world that's maybe gonna for sure go, oh yeah, we're gonna be playing GTA 6 a year from now. Like, it's one of those, I'll believe it when I see it. I think Rockstar tends to be pretty known for their delays, at least like every now and then. And I feel like Red Dead Redemption, the last one, got delayed quite a bit. I forget if GTA 5 had delays to it. That could be a kindoffunny.com/you're or chat if you can look that up, right? Like, did GTA 5 get delayed quite a bit? But I don't think Rockstar is anywhere above like delaying a game. And of course, we all know that plenty of reasons can come through to make something get delayed, right? There could be last minute bugs. There could be like big shifts toward the end of the game. We're still a year out from this thing, and it's been being worked on forever, right? And like, if we're at a point where we're getting toward that finish line and there's something wrong with it, I don't think that they would allow a GTA 6 to come out broken or with major issues or anything like. You cannot let that happen to GTA.
I will say this, Bless. I think if any game out there, we always talk about first impressions and not coming out incorrect.
Yeah.
If there's any game that has the good graces of the gamers and they'll look past that, it's Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yes.
Like, if this game did come out and it was broken and all of a sudden we didn't get the true fix for another month to 3 months, let's say, when it was supposed to be delayed and pushed to, I think GTA 6 out of any game in the stratosphere is the game where it's like, oh, we're going to be okay with that. We're going to be okay with that.
I bring that up again, Roger. So September 2013 is when GTA 5 came out. It was supposed to come out 4 months earlier, according to this blog post, which would have been what, like May, June?
It might have been like, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but like, I think maybe we said summer, right? Like, maybe that's what they were doing, and they actually put a date on it for September. I don't know.
And which I think is very interesting, because I think about GTA as a fall thing.
Yeah, it's a fall mega title.
And that comes back to the thing of GTA 6. If you delayed it, where would you delay it to? I feel like if you're delaying that like you're giving it 8 more months, or you're giving it like 12 more months. But like them seemingly, originally being in the position to put out GTA 5 in the summer makes me go, man, what if like they delayed it and it got delayed into, I guess, May. I feel like May is the earliest in the year that you're
Okay.
putting out a GTA 6.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm wrong about that? Like, is
No,
it? Are we
well,
in a different time now?
I think we're in a different time now. We've seen that the full calendar year can be used, and I think there is a big piece of Q1 there in that first window of 3 months that can really be elevated when there is a slow start to the year, and there are a bunch of games that gamers are looking for games, and now is the time to strike. We've seen it really work well for a number of titles. GTA, I don't think it matters what month you pick out of it. It's going to be a juggernaut. It's going to be the biggest thing of the year. People are going to buy consoles for it. They will go and buy the game no matter what month you pick. You could
February. You want to be playing GTA 6
you could
in
pick
February.
You could pick April, and people would go crazy for it.
Man.
You could pick the first day of school in August or September. Kids are going to go crazy for it. It does
Put that
not
shit out
matter.
December 29th.
It doesn't,
People
it
will
doesn't matter
People
what
will
day
be
you
lining up
pick.
in the snow to play that
Grand
thing for
Theft
sure.
Auto's in a different level. It can come out buggy and broken, and people are still going to buy it. It could come out in the middle of, it could come out June 15th. People are still going to buy it. It doesn't matter what day, doesn't matter how it comes out. We're coming for this game.
The buggy and
Everyone
broken
knows
part,
that.
I'm very fascinated about. Because I think you're right in terms of people will come out and buy it no matter
Yep.
what. You can print out a blank disc and put it in a
gonna buy
GTA in a GTA 6 case,
Yep.
and it will sell at least 5 million, right? Just put GTA 6 on the box. But I do think there's something to be said about the way Rockstar and Take-Two probably value GTA and value like the word of mouth of GTA. When we go back to GTA 5, right? Of course, that came out. It was great. Got 10s, all that stuff. Wasn't perfect because the online came out, and online was broken.
Took months.
Online
Yeah,
was broken
took
for
time. Took a
a
long time.
while.
Yeah.
And I do think there's a difference between GTA and GTA Online in terms of how you can present them and how you can put them out. I don't think you can come out with a broken GTA single player mode. I think you can sell you can sell millions because it's GTA.
Yeah.
But I just don't think Rockstar and Take-Two would do that.
Oh, I don't think.
I think you value
anyone
GTA too
Yeah,
much.
there's no one out
do
there going,
that.
"Oh, we're gonna launch a buggy game." That's not what their goal is, right?
Yeah.
Like they're looking for a high quality thing. But like, if someone was to be like, "Hey, I can't give you 3 more months. I can't give you 6 more months. This has to come out now." They could put that out, and it's going to sell. People are going to come, and they're gonna play, and they're gonna have a great time. Like that's just how it's gonna be. The title is too far past that. It is the mega title of all video games. That's why it's been 10 years. And we're all just waiting patiently for this. We're all excited. We're still buying shark cards in GTA Online. We're still jumping in and buying the game. Like, game's always still selling GTA 5. It's only going to get bigger with this one.
So let's talk about the Borderlands aspect of it.
Yeah.
So they're saying here that they're not going to release them on top of each other, which you expect, right? Like those are two
It's the right move.
ginormous games coming from Take-Two, right? Two of their biggest video game franchises right there. When do you think each of them hit, though?
I think Borderland is in March. And I think GTA is probably October, November.
Ominous music.
Maybe September.
GTA 5 came out in September, right? Like,
Yeah.
in Red Dead came out sometime in the fall. I forget exactly when. But yeah, September, October feels very right for GTA.
Yeah.
Borderlands, I'm just surprised that like it feels like there's a quick turnaround on this one. I was surprised to get that announced at, was that Gamescom opening night live?
Yes, remember that? And then, when the movie came out and nobody was happy about the movie, Randy got on Twitter and X, and he was like, "Yo, we're making GTA 4, don't hate us." And it was, or Borderlands 4, don't hate us. And we were like, "Don't worry about it, man. Like,
Yeah.
just give us the game. The movie was really bad. Let's not talk about it, you know?"
Yeah. But like, do you announcing it again, Gamescom in August, right? Coming out in March, that feels like such a
Why? Do you need a big run-up for Borderlands 4? Haven't you lost the love and the luster for Borderlands 4? Or Borderlands in general? I feel like Borderlands has kind of started going downward for a certain
I think that's
amount.
fair.
I think there's the diehard fans and people in the live audience in the comments will be like, "No, Mike, I love Borderlands." And don't get me wrong, I love Borderlands. But like since Borderlands 3 and then into Tiny Tina's, it's been kind of a downhill slope.
There's not a hunger for Borderlands.
Yeah, it's not like I'm dying for Borderlands like I used to be with 1 and 2 way back in the 360 days. We're in a new world now where there's 1,000 games coming out a day and a month, and like Borderlands is not high on the I gotta have this like Grand Theft Auto.
So you don't think Borderlands is going to come out and make those major waves in the way that previous ones have?
I think if it's good, it will be exciting, right? We saw in that trailer, they're doing something different to the art style, right? They're taking us somewhere new. There's a chance for Borderlands to be really awesome, and Borderlands as a franchise in the game is awesome. It's just we've been burnt before. We've been burnt out on Borderlands when we get into these repetitive cycles of 1, 2, 3. We got Tales from the Borderlands. We're trying to make this mega thing. It's like, we can slow down. We saw this with Assassin's Creed, with Far Cry, with Ubisoft titles before, other titles, where it's like, you get so much, you kind of are like, hey, the jokes aren't hitting the same, right? The gameplay is the same over and over again. I love the mega gun, the million guns, but like, we can refine this.
Where do you think that went wrong? Because I feel like Borderlands, I during the Borderlands 1 and 2 era, it felt like it was selling like hotcakes. Like my normie friends, right, were fucking with Borderlands. I think I've told the story on the podcast before of like my friend Joe back in college. He worked for the engineering school, or he attended the engineering school, had access to a 3D printer, and he 3D printed his own like cool ass version of Catan that was like Borderlands themed. I think
cool.
I might still have a picture. Maybe during the break I can like try and find it and like send it to assets. And it was the coolest thing ever. That's how much, and like he's. Joe was a gamer, right? But like, I feel like that's how much people love Borderlands. People identify with it and want to love it. I feel like that shifted after Borderlands 3. Borderlands 3 felt like a turning point, and it's crazy because I don't think that game was bad. It seemed like people liked Borderlands 3 fine. Like Borderlands 3 was just more Borderlands. Do you think Tiny Tina was just too much? Do you think the looter shooter genre has just become too populated? Like, what do you think that shift was?
I think it was just the jokes. I think it was the writing. I think we'd been in that world for so long that, like, for me personally, Borderlands 3 started to feel like not old Rick and Morty, but like the old Rick and Morty where it's like, it's the newer stuff where you're like, I've seen Pickle Rick so many times, I'm getting burnt out on these jokes.
Yeah.
Give me something fresh. That's what Borderlands 3 writing was to me. And that's why I like Tiny Tina's, was I enjoyed the writing. I didn't enjoy the setting of Tiny Tina's, right? So I think there's this thing of, we got to make this fresh, new writing and world, and we got to have a better setting here. How do we mix that together and make sure Borderlands 4
I wonder if
that?
they're having those conversations of this writing needs to take a step up, because I do wonder, it was Borderlands 3's writing that much of a step down from 2 and 1? Because for what I played, I felt like it was on par. But I always feel like Borderlands always had the juvenile, like kiddie humor. It was meme humor, right? Like Claptrap has always been Claptrap to me. Yeah. And the jokes and the writing was never the reason I was playing Borderlands. It was always like, I want more guns. I want to unlock the loot. I like the world for what it is, right? Yeah. Like, I think the world is like somewhat interesting, but for like the juvenile aspect of it, that always felt like was the case. And I wonder if it's a thing of maybe it just didn't grow with its audience. Because if you played Borderlands 1 in, let's say, 2009, 2010, and then you grow over the course of 8 years or 9 years, however long it was, and you're that much older and you're playing Borderlands 3, is it just the fact that you've outgrown this? Like, I don't find this funny anymore?
I think that's what it is. They're also looking for that audience that was your age when you first started, right? They're hoping for a new generation to jump on those meme jokes and think, oh, this is where I gotta be, right? You're in this weird world of, do I grow with Blessing, or do I look for the kids that are now replacing Blessing at that age that I first got Blessing into? I'm excited for 4. 4 is a very interesting one, just because we have so many games, and we've seen games like Saints Row, which I was excited for, and I wanted that to come back, and it didn't come back well, right? Like, Borderlands 4 is one of those games where it's like, you have great gunplay, you have awesome guns, you have this world that we're all bought into, we like the jokey, fun humor. Can you nail that now in 2024? The movie doesn't instill confidence in you after watching the movie. You're like, oh, they definitely don't got it, but the game is different from the movie. So how do we make sure that we got something fresh? And I think with a new art style change, that could be that. Or maybe we just hate it. We'll find out.
I want to bring some super chats. Jay Plays Casual writes in and says, I think Rockstar will announce a delay mid-2025.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure everybody out there is going, oh, they're going to delay that, right? And we're not inside the halls of Rockstar to know, right? Yeah. So we'll never know until it happens.
I think we're all feeling that until it feels a little bit realer. If they release another trailer in, let's say, December or January, and we get maybe more gameplay, or we get a peek into like what their plans are for online or whatever, I wonder if then it starts to feel real enough to where we can be like, oh no, it's going to come out this fall.
Remember when the world stood still for a minute when we all had that GTA 6 trailer drop?
Dude, I mean, and
it's just like everyone was talking about
that. Where was I? Because I wasn't here for the GTA 6 reaction, and I'm sad.
I was sick. I missed it. That was last December, I believe, right,
was that
Roger?
The day before Game Awards?
Yeah.
Okay, so I must have been down in LA, like flying down there for Game Awards or something.
Yeah, but Greg was here.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you might have been sick too. I forget. That was one of those ones where it was like, when it happened, we all like stood up. It was like,
I think maybe
that was insane.
I think maybe there was a preview event. I think there was a preview event that I was down in LA for. Maybe I stayed in LA for Game Awards, or I came back and then went back. I don't remember, but I do remember being sad that
and
I
it
couldn't
dropped
make
early. Remember that? Like it was supposed to come. I think it was supposed to come a
Oh,
few
it
hours
leaked,
afterwards, or like the day after, and then we already had the set and everything. That was crazy.
What an exciting time this is going to be.
That was awesome.
When that next trailer drops and we get to see gameplay, we get a little more. It's going to be a good time.
You think it's gonna be part of Jeff's show?
No.
You think Jeff got the stuff?
Come on, man. Help Jeff out.
Believe
Come
in Jeff,
together.
Les.
Make this.
Believe in
No,
Jeff.
I believe in Jeff for a lot of things, but I also think
Yeah.
that like Rockstar and Take-Two, they know what they got, and they know that nobody can fuck with them. Like, I think Jeff is outside the door weekly, outside that Take-Two
yeah.
door weekly, Strauss's door, just knocking.
Let's
be like,
build up a little
Strauss,
partnership. Help me out.
Strauss, let me get just one trailer, Strauss. Well, just 1 second of a trailer, a teaser. I'll tease your next upcoming trailer. Like, let me do something, Strauss.
He's got 3 great shows going on throughout the year that gamers flock to and enjoy. He's got the Game Awards. Come on. Play nice with him. Give him GTA. Get into the Game Awards. Let's have some
I
fun.
don't think GTA plays nice with anybody.
Help him out. Let's have some fun.
When you're the biggest kid on the block and you don't need shit from anybody, you're not gonna play well with them. It's like, no, man, I'm rich. I'm in my mansion.
I like
Good
that
luck out
Mike is
there.
acting like Jeff needs this. Like,
that's what
we said this last year. I was so blown away that there's these weird things when we talk about Jeff Keighley in the summertime and Jeff Keighley here. It's like, it's odd that like we've had the same conversation where I'm like, yo, why is everybody not flocking to Jeff and being like, yo, let's all work together and have fun? You're like, Mike, they're so big they don't need Jeff. And I'm like, well, Jeff, it's all circle. Let's help each other out. Let's have some fun. I want to tune into the Game Awards because I want GTA to be there.
I don't think let's have some fun is a good enough reason for Rockstar and one of the highest grossing entertainment
They're gonna be
franchises,
fine.
if not maybe the highest grossing. I don't know where the
It's
list is
just a
now.
trailer. It's just a trailer. Give him the trailer.
No,
Give him the trailer.
They're gonna drop on a random Wednesday the way they always do because they're gonna get the entire internet. Like, what?
They're going to drop the day before Game Awards. They're going to drop it. And then he's going to go to Game Awards and Jeff's going to be like, man, that GTA 6 trailer, that was pretty crazy, right? It's like,
Yeah.
just put it on his show. It's a day later.
It was when GTA 6, when the trailer came out last year, wasn't it like the #1 video on YouTube?
Yeah, and it was like 2 days before the Game Awards.
That does nothing for them.
I was just saying, it's just like, put it on there. Come on now, help him out.
I want to bring in more super. Man, this thing is going slow. My browser is going crazy. Let's see here. A Ross for Words writes in, excuse me, and says, thought Tekken 8 had fighting game of the year locked up, but Rivals of Aether 2 might be the best platform fighter I've ever played.
Oh.
Want to show it love. I need to get on
Have
that.
you jumped on that yet?
No.
I saw some people streaming it recently,
Is it
and I
out?
thought of you. Yeah, I saw some people doing sponsored streams, so I wonder if I would assume it's out, yeah.
Yeah, is it like, Chad, is it early access or is it like released? Because yeah, like that's one that I want to check out because it's been really tough for me to get into a platform fighter that's not Smash Brothers. And I know Rivals of Aether is like, it's indie. It's from people who are fans of Melee and like,
Okay.
you know, do this shit, right?
Yeah.
And so it's one that I definitely want to check out because I've heard good things about it. But yeah, when I try out things like Nickelodeon All-Star
Multiverses.
Brawl, like I like it for what it is.
Yeah.
Multiverses, I like it for what it is.
Brawlhalla.
Brawlhalla, you know, but like Smash is so fucking good.
Yeah.
It's so polished. It has so much budget. It has so much stuff going for it that like everything just pales in comparison.
That's
but
too bad.
I definitely want to check out Rivals. It looks really cool.
Okay. Remember when
And
we were playing 2XKO?
I do remember that.
Talk about a fighting game right there.
I do.
Tell you what.
I do think that like fighting game of the year this year. I do think that Tekken 8 has it unlocked, but I do think that they're contenders. Right, I would put Dragon Ball Sparking Zero in there. Not above Tekken 8 because Tekken 8 is just more mechanically sound. It's a better competitive game by far. But Dragon Ball, as far as like how much production there is to it, how much fan service there is to it, the art style, all this stuff, like it brings a lot to the table. Even though I think a lot of people would discredit it because it's an arena fighter, it's an anime arena fighter, so people wouldn't give it the same look. But then also like. It's a weird one, but the collection, the Marvel vs. Capcom collection also, like, I think that's in the conversation, at least for that audience. Man, we got a lot of super chats here. You guys are into Pokemon cards.
Take-Two and
Take-Two.
Oh, Pokemon cards.
They're all
okay.
over the place. So Keaton Armstrong writes in and says, don't sleep on Pikachu X deck, or EX deck.
Yeah.
I just went on a 10 win streak, including against Mewtwo decks.
Love that.
Moltres did wreck me, though.
It's a strong card. The Moltres Charizard combo is a problem.
What was the one? I was fighting a deck against, or I was fighting against a deck of healers. Like there was one card that kept healing itself.
Oh,
and that
interesting.
messed me up. I
Yeah,
forget which
I think
card
I just
it was.
battled somebody that was healing.
It might have been
themselves,
Lapras or something, but it was tough. And then shoot in the super chat says Pokemon TCG is banned in my country, in Belgium, because of the loot boxes.
Oh.
And that just sucks.
That's tough. Yeah, those are that's absolutely loot boxes.
Yeah. That's absolutely loot
Those
boxes.
are absolutely loot boxes.
All right, I'm getting off the YouTube tab because for some reason this is going slow on my computer. I might
You
need
want me
help
to
with
read
that.
some of these?
Yeah, but let's get back to
Okay,
it because,
get
of course,
back to
we're
it.
far into the show. And so we got to move on to story number 2. But before we do that, I got to tell you about patreon.com/kindafunny and youtube.com/kindafunnygames where you can get the Kinda Funny membership that allows you to get shows ad-free. And speaking of ads, let us tell you about our sponsors.
This episode's brought to you by Phasmophobia. The genre-defining horror game is finally out now on consoles. Yes, that's right. The phenomenon that is Phasmophobia has finally entered console early access on PS5, PSVR 2, and Xbox Series X and S, with full cross-play support across all platforms from day one. Join the already almost 20 million players on Steam, including our very own Snowbike Mike, and get ready for some spine-chilling ghost hunting with up to 3 friends. Experience the horror as you investigate immersive haunted locations and gather evidence to help you succeed. With several different ghost types and unique traits, no ghost hunt is ever the same. Making sure you work as a team and utilize your equipment is the key to making it out alive. It's time, ghost hunters. Phasmophobia is out now on PS5, PSVR 2, and Xbox Series X and S. Gather your friends and prepare for the terrifying ghost hunts that await. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. I want to take a moment and say thank you to Barrett. Barrett always goes above and beyond to keep all of our shenanigans going. This month is all about gratitude, and in addition to Barrett, there's another person we don't get to thank enough: ourselves. It's sometimes hard to remind ourselves that we're trying our best to make sense of everything, and in this crazy world that isn't easy. Therapy helps you find your strengths so you can ditch the extreme resolutions and make changes that really stick. You can get out of your negative thought cycles and find some mental and emotional peace, and it can give you the tools to find more balance in your life. Some of my best friends use BetterHelp and love how helpful it can be for learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself, and it isn't just for those who've experienced major trauma. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Let gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/kindafunny today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/kindafunny.
We're back.
And we're back.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Greg Miller. How are you?
I was doing good until you came
how
out.
are you?
I don't know what's going on. Why do you have
Didn't know
Pokemon
I was supposed to
merchandise on?
respond to that.
How
Yes.
are you? Have we talked about Mike's hair? Is he getting
We've
as
not
much?
talked- I saw
is he
Chad
getting as
talking
much
about
shit
it.
about his hair as Tim did?
Yeah, it's a fun one. A lot of people are writing, Mike's got low water pressure. The low flow.
Low flow. Tim, how are you?
I'm good. I like the hair, Mike. I like it.
Thank you, Tim.
Not
I
my
mean,
favorite of your hairs, but
Oh, okay.
it's good
Thanks, Tim.
though. Good
Thanks,
though.
Tim. Great to see you both.
Yeah, we're happy to be here. Mike, what's happening on the stream after our Dragon Age Spoilercast?
Yeah, really fun stream. This afternoon, we will be streaming Pokemon TCG Pocket in the lab. I'll be playing Bless, Tim, Andy. The whole crew's coming in. They're going to show off their collections and battle all afternoon.
Andy definitely doesn't think he's coming in, so he's
Yeah,
not
that was
coming
odd. Andy was like, I'm not coming. I was like, wait.
in. Well, Andy's loss is your gain, Mike.
Okay.
As you know here at Kinda Funny, there's nothing I love more than taking care of my team.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
I really hope
care,
this is
yeah.
what I think it is.
So I reached out to the Pokemon people.
Yeah, you
okay?
Yeah, you did.
And I said, hey, I got 3 jabronis here who love Pokemon. 3 Kinda Funny folks who love this game, who can't stop playing this game, who are obsessed with that game.
Facts.
And they said, awesome. We can offer App Store or Google Play gift cards in the amount of $100, which can be redeemed for Premium Pass access. The monthly Premium Pass subscription allows players to open 1 additional booster pack for a total of 3 booster packs every day, unlock premium missions, and receive opportunities to obtain unique promo cards and additional in-game items such as playmats, card sleeves, and coins.
Let's fucking go.
Now, here's the
Let's
thing.
freaking go. I'm sorry, Pokemon.
They could only offer 2.
2.
Oh.
So you will have to compete today to find out which one of you 2 are getting these.
Yeah.
Mike, I'll leave the tournament up to you.
Yeah,
all
I
right?
love that.
We're doing it.
I wish I had the pool cue to break and throw down. Because that's what's happening now, everybody.
Tournament
A
of
competition
Champions.
for Pokemon Battle Passes.
I'm destroying you
I
two,
love
just so you know.
that. Good thing last night I was building some decks.
I'm about to go in there. I'm about to create an extraordinary deck. You're gonna hate me. I'm about to pay for some cards.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it just got spicy this afternoon on the live stream. We are competing for 2 very special prizes from the Pokemon Company. 3 will enter 2 will walk away victorious. We'll find out. Will Andy show up and be the 4th? Who knows? Who knows? Who
I'm
knows?
so excited. No, Andy's not allowed. Andy's not allowed. It's
Andy's
the three
not
of us.
allowed now. It's right.
And if he comes in, I'm kicking his face in this battle. All right? He does not want that smoke.
How much fun, man? Can we talk about how good Greg looks? Greg can put on anything and look good.
Well,
you know what I mean? It's crazy.
What's crazy is that he had on like the Pokemon hat, like the
Yes.
Ash from Pokemon hat, and then he had on a Mario
He
blazer.
had me first. I thought that was a Pokemon blazer.
Yeah, I thought it was Pokemon at first. I looked at
had
it.
to double check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so he got to figure that out.
The guy can put on anything and look good. He asked me today. He said, "Nice jacket." I said, "I don't know what I'm wearing anymore." Just grabbing clothes out of the closet now.
Mike, what's today's date?
Today is November 7th, 2024. Bless.
AKA
N7
N7
day.
day. We got breaking news. This broke during the show.
What they got?
Mass Effect TV series is in the works at Amazon from Fast and Furious 9 writer.
They promised me they weren't going to do nothing big.
They said they're not going to do anything big, and they lied to us.
That's a big deal.
That's huge. This is from Joe Otterson at Variety. A Mass Effect TV series is officially in development at Amazon MGM Studios, Variety has learned exclusively. Daniel Casey is set to write and executive produce the adaptation. Kareem Zreik will executive produce under his Cedar Tree Productions banner, with Ari Arad and EA's Michael Gamble also executive producing. Cedar Tree is currently under an overall deal at Amazon MGM Studios. Exact plot details are being kept under wraps. It was previously reported in 2021 that Amazon was in negotiations to develop a Mass Effect TV series, but there have been no updates on the project until now. There have also been various attempts to develop a feature film based on the games, but the project never materialized. Mike, a Mass Effect TV series. How do you feel about that?
A little scared, a little nervous, but most importantly, excited. I think that's the big one here. I'm very excited about this. I am interested on where they want to go, what character they pick. I mean, is it just Shepard and his story?
Oh, it's gotta
What
be.
are we going to do? I don't know, but it's very... you should be hyped for this. If you're a Mass Effect fan, if you're just a gaming audience fan in general, Mass Effect has a really awesome story, a great world. I'm very excited about that, so I'm in.
Is there any
on that
world
one.
where they don't do the original Mass Effect trilogy story here? I think you have to go with Shepard, right?
I don't know, Bless. I don't know. I mean, I worry about the Shepard story because I just saw how Master Chief became Master Cheeks over 2 seasons,
Yeah.
and they didn't really nail that story. So, like, yeah, I'm a little apprehensive of sometimes grabbing a hold of a story and messing it up.
I feel that.
That's all.
It being Amazon, here's the thing, like a lot of these names I'm not as familiar with, and I'm trying to drive as we go, because I see some people in chat being like, let's go. I see some people in chat being like, ooh, I don't like this name, I don't like that name.
Yeah.
And so it's hard for me to get into that because I'm driving the ship. Again, this broke live, and so I didn't get to do any research going into
Yeah.
this. That said, Amazon, I think, has a good track record right now with the video game stuff, especially when we're talking about Fallout.
Think about Fallout.
I think the Fallout TV show has shifted tides over there, right? Like, I think that if they weren't having discussions before about how to make these video game adaptations, these video game properties quality,
yeah.
that conversation has to be happening now, right? I think Mass Effect has to be big for them. I think they have to be looking at Mass Effect as equivalent, if not bigger for them than Fallout.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, like Mass Effect is that kind of franchise, right? That you put in that
But
breadth.
it's
And
gonna
so
be
I
like a
expect
kind of a
big things.
slow sci-fi build, similar to The Expanse.
Yeah.
which I really love.
Which could be big
And
for
I
them.
like The Expanse a lot. If you can get nail like The Expanse type vibes, then I'm in.
Now-
You're so dead on right there, Mike.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're so dead on.
Andy, welcome to the show.
Hello, everybody. If this could hit
Is that on?
Expanse- No. There
we go.
Tess. If this could hit, you're so dead on, Mike, is what I was saying earlier before Roger unmuted me. Jesus, Roger. Get it together. you know?
Roger, fucking Roger.
If this could hit the Expanse levels of production quality, set quality, just writing, anything like that, the thing I'm worried about is, I see the thing as I'm driving in.
Yeah.
I wasn't driving while I was looking at Twitter. Okay, relax. I'm not that desperate to
You
be
was
in
looking at
that
Blue Sky.
hellhole.
Yeah.
I was actually at a corner store buying a little Mountain Dew. But you see this Mass Effect news, you get excited. But then you see Fast and Furious Rider,
Yeah.
Fast and Furious 9 Rider.
Yeah.
And I worry about it, but then I've also had worries about Fallout. And
Yeah.
that turned out fantastic.
True.
Now, Yakuza, was that good?
I mean, I think the streets are saying no, but like Roger thinks it's fine.
Roger thinks
I
it's
only
okay.
saw the first episode. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
I mean, up until the Yakuza show, it feels like they had been just hitting with everything when it came to
Yeah,
IP that they didn't own, right? When it, we talk about The Boys, we talk about Invincible, Fallout, and it's just like, man, they can't miss right now. They're hiring the right people for these right projects. I just don't know if Fast and Furious Rider 9 or Fast 9. What was that movie called?
Fast and Furious 9. Oh, Fast 9.
F9, the Fast Saga.
Of course.
Was that the last one?
Who could forget? No, F10, Fast X.
Wait, we already did 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, that movie sucked.
Jason
Yeah,
Momoa.
that was real.
That
That
was
was
real
the little
bad.
baby. He had the little baby.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything.
Remember
John Cena.
Uncle John Cena came back,
John Cena was
and he's a
there.
good guy.
Oh, yeah.
a
And
great
John
time.
Cena was taking care of the baby.
Yeah.
And Jason Momoa was
And
out
they
here
ended on a
acting a
cliffhanger.
fool.
And you're like, where are we going?
They were driving down the dam, explosions
Yeah.
behind him. Remember
Yeah.
that?
Spoilers.
See, when you bring up Fast and
Bad
Furious,
movie.
I at
Bad
least
movie.
think about action. Like, right,
Oh,
like
yeah.
they're gonna nail the action in this.
Sure.
I do agree with you on like the writing. Can we get that the right way? But like when I think of writing action sequences and making it big, that's exciting to me.
Yeah, and my thing is, I think you approach writing a Mass Effect way differently than you approach writing a Fast and Furious. Like Fast and Furious, I don't think that so many of the issues with that franchise has to do with like more inherently what it is as an action movie franchise that is like try to one up itself and like take things to the extreme. I think
We never watched those movies for the dialogue.
exactly.
you know?
Whereas here, I think you want to lock it a little bit more, make something a bit more serious, and then I think so much of it has to do with the direction and the production and like things around the writing. Like, of course, a bad script or a bad treatment is gonna be bad, right? But I think
a delayed game is forever good.
a good game is forever good. And like I think so much of it is going to come down to direction and how you treat characters and all that stuff.
So do you think they're taking us with Shepard and we're just retelling 1 through 3? People were writing in the book. What do you think we're gonna see on this, Andy? As like our Mass Effect guy here.
I have a good feeling that they are going to not do the Shepard. Like, if Shepard is involved in any way, we are going to see a lot of liberties taken, similar to how the Fallout show, maybe, this character's arc was reminiscent of this side quest, but it wasn't one-to-one. I have a feeling we're going to get a lot of that because the Mass Effect universe is so gigantic. It's so massive with the amount of different races of aliens and characters, but also all of these sort of interpolitical strife that they're going through. It's always been the action Star Trek for me.
Yeah.
And that's how I've always seen it. And I don't know if I want Shepard's story one-to-one.
Okay.
But I wouldn't mind if they sort of took different liberties. It's also kind of weird because Shepard's story was like, I know how my Shepard story was.
Shepard's story is your story.
I know what my choices were.
Yeah.
I know that, we were going to stop that goddamn genophage. Rex, you're my boy. Okay. I love you forever. And like, you have the emotional moment with Morden. You fall in love with Liara. Like, it's weird to kind of try to take that stuff. I just know that there's so much good shit. It reminds me of like Game of Thrones, how we kind of realized by the end of the Game of Thrones sequence that, or the whole series, that it's not that, I'm blanking on the director's names, Benioff and Weiss, I believe. It's not that they were amazing on what they did. They were great at adapting.
Yeah.
So we can have homeboy, Fast 9 man,
Is it Aviara?
David, I forget the writer's name, the person in the tweet.
Daniel Casey.
Daniel
Thank you,
Casey.
Daniel Casey.
If we can have Daniel Casey be a good adapter of stuff,
Okay.
because there's so much good stuff to pull from that universe, whether it's side quests, whether it's books, comics, all that stuff. There's so much good source material. That's what I'm hoping for. You don't got to create your own thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a whole lot of faith that really anybody can create your own thing in that universe. But I have faith that the right people will be put in charge to pull great stuff from what's already existing in the universe.
I got a small worry as like the casual fan, right? Of like, I don't know if I'm all that excited at this moment with this announcement of like not following Shepard, right? Like, I don't want you to give me some side character that would like we barely ever heard of in the games, or like a brand new character in the universe, right? Like, I don't know if that excites me that much, right? I kind of am like, oh, it's Shepard or nothing, right? Like, I kind of want a
That's kinda where I'm
Firefly
at.
situation where it's like we're all on the ship and we know the crew. I don't want you to be like, oh, you don't know about Dan from this planet and he was some sort of space jockey in the middle of nowhere. Like, that kind of worries me of like, that's not going to entice me as the just casual audience member who really just knows Shepard.
And I think I think I lean towards Shepard mainly because I think the Fallout's an excellent comparison point, because I think you're doing a similar thing with an RPG that's had stories before. But Mass Effect, for what people know about Mass Effect, the stories, right, has been a Shepard thing outside of Andromeda, which is the one that people didn't like as much, right? And I think it's tough to make a story outside of that people identify with a new character, new all these things, because I think Mass Effect currently, but until maybe we get the next one, I don't know if the next one, I assume the next one's not going to be Shepard or whatever, but until we get to the next one, Mass Effect to people, I think, is Shepard when you think of what a main story is, what the through line of that is going to be.
Yeah, you're definitely not wrong there. I don't. even disagree with that. I'm just worried of that story is I think so well told, and maybe you can just adapt the shit out of it and maybe you could word for word take some great little monologue moments from certain characters.
That's where I'm at too, because I think the Mass Effect Next or whatever, Mass Effect 5, right, 4, whatever we're calling it, is gonna, I think, take a new step into the series, right? We're gonna get new characters, we're gonna get whatever. It's been long enough since we've gotten a Shepard story that I think that is kind of an exciting thing for fans of, oh man, okay, while we're playing the new Mass Effect, we have this return to Shepard that is like harkening back to what I loved playing back in 2006 or like I think that does. I think you're able to kind of hit from multiple sides doing that of like as EA, right, appealing to the Mass Effect fan base. Here's something for the oldies out here, but here's something to take a step into the future.
Yeah, you're definitely not wrong there, and I do kind of also just get super jazzed up thinking about. I mean, ever since playing Mass Effect and ever since Netflix really started coming on the scene and started doing their own original programming, we've wanted a Mass Effect series. It just felt like such a slam dunk. You have this great, amazing universe to play with. You've already seen it visualized in a way, so you don't really have to worry about what's the visual language of this. You're not adapting from a book, you know what I mean? And I do get so jazzed up at just wanting to see Rex on a live TV show. I want is it going to be prosthetics, puppets, CGI? I want to see Garrus. I do really want to see that crew and have the Archangel moment where Nick calls me because he didn't listen to the cutscene and calls me. Did you know Archangel was Garrus? I'm like, fucking
like, Jesus Christ!
You missed like a massive effect moment.
Last question before we move on because we're getting late into the show.
Yeah, sorry.
If we go the Shepard route, if Shepard's going to be the main character of this thing, who do we have play them? I'm going. Oh, I forget her name. It's like the Christina from Penguin.
Milioti.
Christina Milioti.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going Shepard.
Okay.
Shit.
Yeah. On top
That's
of the
my
world
pick.
right now.
On top of the world.
Okay.
Damn. Oh man, now you just got the gears turning.
Yeah.
I want to see what the comments say because I bet you that. I mean, fuck it. You got Ella
Channing
Purnell.
Tatum.
That's not bad. That's not bad, bro.
He'll be good though. Like he's
not
a
bad.
great actor.
That's
It's
not
just
bad.
he's too funny though. Like I'm at the point where if I see Channing Tatum in something, you got to be funny.
You're
you gotta
expecting
make
some
jokes.
goofs.
I'm expecting some goofs.
All right, so here's the thing about Shepard, right? He's probably like early 30s. I think he's like. I'm gonna assume he's early 30s if I remember correctly.
Really? Channing Tatum?
No, I'm talking about Shepard, not Channing Tatum.
Okay. It's like, damn, that guy's amazing. He's forever young.
Channing Tatum's like 41. 47. Or maybe he's late 30s. I forget.
Jesus Lord.
44. Holy
44 years
shit.
old.
He's incredible,
I
bro.
mean, he
He's
does look
forever
great.
young.
He looks great.
He is forever young.
man.
He really is. Because I'm just thinking of what characters could play certain roles, and I think of Mike just really threw me off with Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum's age.
Somebody said in chat Pedro Pascal. Please no. I love Pedro Pascal.
No,
he's
no.
just everywhere.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
Let that man rest.
Yeah, let him take a break. You know what I mean?
Give that man a break.
Well, I can't think of anybody right now, but I'd love to see what the comments recommend.
Yeah,
And write in with your super chat.
The
I
cool
guess.
one about this is like this announcement now gets people very excited. And if you're super talented and this is the world you want to work in, you're going to go out there and seek these people and try to help and make something great. I really can't wait.
Here's the
Oh
thing, right?
shit, Chris Pine. Oh,
Here's the thing,
fuck.
right? Y'all know who my favorite actors are, right? It's Michael Cera and it's Idris Elba.
Yeah.
And in Idris Elba,
Oh my God, you
Idris
just-
Elba as
Oh.
Shepard.
Yeah.
No, dude, you got to put. Oh my God, if you could make Idris Elba be like.
Or Michael Cera, I guess.
Oh my God, dude, I'm just getting so excited about Michael Cera now.
Yeah.
Michael
This is a good
Cera.
episode, guys. You guys
Hey,
are
man.
killing it.
We'll see you in a
Mike, what
second.
happened with Air? What's going on?
I just put it down today. You know,
Oh, okay.
Who knows? Here's an exciting one for you, really quick. And 7 Days also celebrating. You have armor coming into Dragon Age: The Veilguard, so you can download a free patch. You'll get some armor,
hot.
and of course, you Destiny fans out there, you have the special Destiny ships coming into.
No Man's Sky as well.
No Man's Sky. That's
No
something
Man's
news, but No Man's
Sky,
Sky is
yeah,
getting
yeah.
Normandy also, which is really cool.
Oh, wow, that's cool. Okay.
Very exciting.
There you go.
Yeah. Dragon Age armor, go get it.
Dragon Age armor, free patch.
Or Mass Effect armor in Dragon Age Veilguard. Go download it. Go get it now,
Oh, he
Greg.
just ran.
All right, bye, everybody. Love
That
y'all.
man's so fast in America. Look at him. Let's move on To story number 2, 51 minutes into the episode. Take-Two is selling its indie games label Private Division. This is Umar Shakir at The Verge. Take-Two Interactive is selling off its indie games label Private Division, which published titles such as The Outer Worlds and Ollie Ollie World, following rumors over the last summer that Take-Two laid off most of Private Division's staff. Take-Two did not disclose the buyer of Private Division or how much they paid. In an emailed statement to The Verge, Take-Two spokesperson Alan Lewis wrote, quote, "We recently made the strategic decision to sell our Private Division label to focus our resources on growing our core and mobile businesses for the long term. As part of this transaction, the buyer purchased our rights to substantially all of Private Division's live and unreleased titles. Take-Two will continue to support No Rest for the Wicked, which launched in early access on PC in April. We're grateful for the contributions that the Private Division team has made to our company and are confident that they'll continue to achieve success in their new home," end quote. Very interesting story here.
Yes.
There's so many questions with this one.
Okay.
Who bought Private Division?
Okay.
That's my number one question is
Big one.
who owns them now?
Yep.
But then also, what does this take a lot away from Take-Two not having Private Division anymore? Right? Like they say they're doing this to focus on their big stuff in the mobile division. This feels like such we got to cut costs here.
Yes.
We got to make the money moves. And like with where we're at in the video games business, like I think this is becoming inevitable across so many big corporations. We're seeing it happen a lot. I think that's unfortunate because I think every big studio, every big publisher should have a division that is, doing R&D, that is making cool, unique stuff, that is making smaller stuff, that is figuring out what is the next step that we can take as a business, experiment, be weird, be cool, like do that shit, right? Because I think that also just grants so much, I think, personality and character to your business, between the NBA 2Ks, between the GTAs, between the Borderlands. Hey, here's a Kerbal Space Program. Here's an Outer Wilds. Yeah, like I'm so fascinated by this decision. I'm more fascinated by, all right, who has them now then?
Yeah, I think that's the big one. I think the business decision. We've seen it all this year, last year. It's happening right now. It's like cutting costs and slimming down, focusing on your money makers. And this story sucks, but I'm also happy of like, good, Private Division, I hope they have somebody good that just bought them, that they can go shine. Because I know you and I, we smile when we see that Private Division logo out there. That's a talented team that was building internal studios to build games, but also helping other smaller studios get their games out there. And that's what really mattered to me, was like, that was a cool division there. That was like finding awesome indie talent, making sure those games go out there, which was great. I mean, for them being cut, that sucks, right? Because like what's going on?
And they had layoffs
here
already too, so which sucks even more.
So
also,
we will
Outer
see.
Worlds, not Outer Wilds.
Yeah, Outer Worlds. We'll see who bought them and where does this go, right? They have the titles now. Can they rebuild after getting layoffs and probably cutting their internal studios that were building some of the games,
We shall see. Very much waiting, all right, to get that reveal of who has Private Division now, because
But that logo will always make me smile because they had good games, is right.
Oh yeah. Oh, the diamond.
Yeah, when you saw the diamond, you're like, okay.
Roller Drum.
Yeah.
Story number 3: Death Stranding surprise launches on Xbox as Kojima Productions takes control of the IP. This is Wesley Inpool at IGN. Death Stranding is finally on Xbox after Kojima Productions surprised announced the game's release on Xbox Series X and S. Kojima's first post-Metal Gear game first launched as a PS4 exclusive, published by Sony back in 2019, before releasing on PC a year later. Today, November 7th, Death Stranding Director's Cut is on Xbox Series X and S and Windows PC, courtesy of publisher 505 Games, and alongside a 50% launch discount. The timing of the launch, which comes exactly 5 years after the PS4 exclusive release, suggests Sony's console exclusivity deal for Death Stranding has now expired. Quote, Kojima Productions will continue its focus on bringing their award-winning IP Death Stranding to more platforms and audiences, a note to the press reads. Meanwhile, Kojima Productions announced that it now has full ownership of the Death Stranding intellectual property. Kojima said, quote, "It is my pleasure to finally announce that Death Stranding Director's Cut will be delivered to Xbox players. I'd like to thank all the fans who have stayed connected with us, as well as everyone in the Xbox community who've been patiently waiting. Kojima Productions will continue to connect more and more players around the world, so please stay tuned." End quote.
It's a game about connections.
It's a game about connections.
It's a game about connections. 5 years is too long.
Yeah.
So let's start off with the positive. Very cool. It's on Xbox finally. That's great. Having that big sale, that's wonderful. Ahead of Death Stranding 2, that will get people excited that have not been able to play it to jump into this world. I know me and Roger one day will probably play that together. But Like, this is a game for me as an Xbox mainly player. It's like, oh, I've always wanted to play Death Stranding. It sucks that it's not on my ecosystem. And 5 years is just so long to wait, Bless.
So
I mean,
long.
we're seeing that with a number of titles. And I think everyone will groan. Console exclusivity goes back and forth no matter what side you're on, right? You've heard me and Paris go, we just want great games everywhere. It doesn't matter. It's like, okay, well, yeah, because you're Xbox boys, you're Xbox, you guys don't have any games. And it's like, waiting 5 years for this sucks. Waiting 5 years for Final Fantasy Plus. When's Final Fantasy coming over here? Where's it at? So it's just like these console exclusivity titles really kill the momentum of all these games being everywhere, but it is a business, right? I sign these big deals to make you, the player, want to come over and spend your money and time on my ecosystem, and that's how it goes. That's business.
Final Fantasy 7 Remake is not on Xbox, right?
No, it is not.
I wonder if maybe when we get around to, I think that game came out May of 2020 or 2020.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if that means May, like this next May, we see
they've
it.
started now. The Square Enix team has now been talking with Phil, and we've seen the director and the CEO being like, "Hey, we're going to come over there. We're going to help out, and we're going to bring these games." So like, it will happen. But yeah, like waiting that long for some of these titles is just too long, Bless.
It's the deals he make, right? It's those contracts, and Kojima, man, that's a man with a lot of power. Because I do wonder what that conversation was like with him. Of, hey, we want to publish this as a PlayStation Studios title, but we're only going to have the exclusivity for 5 years. I feel like under PlayStation, for so many other devs, it'd be no, this is just going to be exclusive to us. Like, we're going to own this.
He has
the fact
power.
that he's able to own Death Stranding is, I mean, wild in a good way. It's crazy in a good way, right?
Well, it was his first game with the new studio, remember, after he left Konami. So, like, this is him creating something new, and he has the pull. We've seen him now. He's working with Xbox as well, making a game. So, like, he has the pull to go work with anyone, and he probably sets the tone of, like, this is the deal that we will give you. You're going to come to us.
Do you think?
And I'm sure PlayStation was happy to play ball. Everyone's happy to play ball with him.
And then we got to move on. But, like, do you think Death Stranding 2 ends up being a 5 years after that comes out?
Yeah, I bet you it's something similar to that. Maybe a little less, but it's definitely something similar.
If it was 5 years, right? I would hope that, like, if Death Stranding 1 is coming to Xbox, or like if Death Stranding 1 is out for Xbox today, I would hope that, like, maybe 2 years for Death Stranding 2. Like, 5 years is so fucking long.
I mean, it's kind of perfect,
dude.
though, because it's leading into the next game, right? Like, he's setting it up, getting another
true.
thing.
You
People
would think now for
getting
the third one, right, Roger, would be day and date everywhere. Because he's gotten out of the console exclusivity. He's got enough money to back anything. He can go and look at everybody.
Kojima?
The third one is like...
He's playing the game.
Oh, he's taking the money. He likes the money.
I don't think like the fact that he's making it exclusive for both Xbox and PlayStation at the same damn time, like, he is going wherever the money is coming in,
cool.
and he's just balling, right? OD is that's gonna be a 5 year one to come to PlayStation or whatever, right? Like, and like, hey, he's out here again making these deals. He's got the power. He's getting the money. Like, good for you, man.
If you waited and you want to jump in, it's nice that it's on sale as well. 505, putting it out everywhere, allowing players to play. So now's your opportunity to play it.
Death Stranding's an awesome game.
Maybe me and Roger will play one day.
Story number 4 is another two-parter for you. Let's start with story 4A. Warner Brothers Games is focusing on Batman, Mortal Kombat, and Hogwarts Legacy moving forward. This is Mike Straw at Insider Gaming. The last year plus for Warner Brothers Games hasn't been the best for the company, and Warner Brothers CEO David Zaslav admits that. During the company's latest earnings call on November 7th, Zaslav said that the games business is substantially underperforming its potential. This comes after financial disappointments such as Multiverses and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League lost the studio more than $300 million this year alone. Now Warner Brothers Games is going to put more emphasis on its most successful franchises moving forward. Quote, I think we're through some of the worst, and it hasn't been pretty on the gaming business, Zaslav said during a call. Quote, but we have 4 games that are really powerful and have a real consistency that love them. Man, that's a tough word.
Yeah,
consistency. And we're gonna focus on those 4 primarily. We're gonna go away from trying to launch 10, 12, 15, 20 different games. I think we have a real chance now with focus to have the gaming business be steadier. He added, quote, we have 4 strong and profitable game franchises with loyal global fans. Hogwarts Legacy, Mortal Kombat, Game of Thrones, and DC. Yeah, whoa is right.
Didn't know we were pulling that one out. Thought we'd maybe lean towards Lord of the Rings. I guess it's been some time, but damn.
No, because Lord of the Rings is now Embracer.
Yep.
And Amazon.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Okay.
In particular, Batman also, when he talks about DC. We're focusing our development efforts on those core franchises with proven studios to improve our success ratio, end quote. And then the part B to the story, I'll just lump it in here, right?
Okay.
It's mainly that Multiverses has underperformed, and yeah, it contributed to another $100 million hit to revenue.
I was going to ask you, because when you brought up the $300 million between that and Suicide Squad, I was going to be like, how much did Multiverses really lose out on? That can't be that big. Oh, wow.
100 million.
Oh, wow.
Right?
That's crazy.
And I think the 200 million was from Suicide Squad plus other failures. Wild.
Damn. Well, it goes to show you how tough. There's a lot in this story, so let's jump around all over the place. First, when we talk about Multiverses, goes to show you how tough that fighting game market is, particularly with the platform fighters, that like not even just fun IP like LeBron James and Bugs Bunny can carry a title, right? It's got to be good. It's got to land. You also can't release the game and then not release the game and then come out 3 months later. That was a major business flaw.
I wonder how much that costed them, because they basically had 2 launches.
Yeah.
That must be insane for marketing costs, because like it's not like the second launch was just all right, now it's out again. They had like deals with McDonald's. Like I was pulling up to the McDonald's drive-thru and they had Multiverses kids meals during the second launch, and it's like this second launch isn't going to hit the way the first one did.
There's a world where that first launch stayed. They stayed true to the vision and they kept going, and we're in a different world. They went with world number 2 where they stopped it and then relaunched it and nobody ever spoke about it again.
Yep.
I never saw any fanfare for this beyond that first 2 weeks.
And those first 2 weeks were really strong. I think that's the thing that's unfortunate about this, is that they had something. You want to talk about a platform fighter and how much of a struggle it is to make and put out a platform fighter that people cared about. People cared about this one for a few weeks, and then it went away just because like I think the allure was gone. The post-launch content wasn't bringing people in as much as I think they thought it would. And I think they tried something that hadn't been done before, especially outside of Nintendo, right? But Nintendo has the benefit of they're fucking Nintendo, right? They're launching Smash Brothers Ultimate at $60. They're doing the traditional DLC pack system, and guess what? People are gonna buy that shit because they're Nintendo.
Yeah.
For a non-Nintendo publisher to do this and have it be free to play and try to go for a battle pass and try to go for a setup that just hasn't been done with this genre in this way, like, kudos on them for taking the swing, because I think there are a lot of good things on Multiverses. It's just the overall thing of it just didn't work.
And also, I mean, this is one that we're seeing right now. The trend in the video game industry is to step away from these creative projects and just stick with the moneymakers. And it is tough in the fighting game market. There are so many fighting games.
Yeah.
It is tough to want people to jump into this live service fighting game market of like, I'm going to stick with this and hopefully you'll give me the updates and rollouts. We're seeing a lot more of like,
dude,
hey, that was a great idea, but we're going to stick with the moneymakers. No more of that.
Here's the thing.
And that's a sad world we live in right now.
Man, I wish we had so much more time to talk about this, because I think there's a conversation to be had about 2XKO and if they're able to pull it off. Because I'm not 100% if they are. I think 2XKO is going to come out. It's going to be great. We've already played it, so we know it's fucking great.
It's great.
But fighting games are such a different beast as far as getting people in and like creating a big audience. It's not going to be League of Legends. It's not going to be Valorant. It's not going to be called, like, I don't think you can have that kind of audience for a 2XKO.
We'll see. And they got Riot Games, though, behind it. And Riot Games has they had
WB behind this.
I know, but Riot Games has a piece of this pie of the gaming world and the culture that knows those characters, that world, that brand, that want to jump into this. So it will be. I totally agree. Listen, I think that's a great conversation with like big fighting game heads of like, can this do it?
You're putting this in the hands of the experts.
Yeah.
And so, yes, if anybody can do it, I think Riot can do it. But I think the question is, can it be done? Like, can Riot pull off what?
Can it break into the Tekken, Mortal Kombat, and Street Fighter big three?
But can it do that and also be free to play and also get success by doing post-launch content, cosmetic content, and just doing a format of game that historically just isn't done with fighting games? Fighting games are, you put it out $60, you put out DLC packs, the fans complain, but they buy it anyway, and it makes they make just enough money to work on the next one.
Yeah.
Like, that's what fighting games are. And like, I love fighting games, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like they're like Call of Duty. I'm not gonna sit here and act like they're fucking big sellers. Outside of like a Mortal Kombat, but even Mortal Kombat struggles sometimes, you know. So like, I'm very fascinated.
That's one of those stories you keep an eye on. It's gonna be exciting to talk about. Let's dive a little bit deeper into this one. The big four that they're gonna focus on.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat, of course. Batman, you got the IP, you got the license. Yeah, you're making more Batman. Suicide Squad was a miss. We'll clearly follow up with another Batman. We'll get excited. Hopefully it's good.
Yeah.
It probably won't be as good as the originals, but you never know. Hogwarts Legacy, yeah, if you have the Hogwarts IP title, you're going to make more Harry Potter games. That's just how the world is. People are flocking to that.
That's shifted up as number one priority for them.
Yes, those three right there, we know those are staples. Those are their tentpoles that's coming up. Can we talk about this fourth one? Game of Thrones?
Listen,
what?
Dude. It's funny because it's not like you've had that many. Like, what's the big Game of Thrones game success? Telltale?
Exactly.
What are we talking about?
I've never heard of a Game of Thrones game besides the Telltale one. I think there was one other one,
mobile,
but
maybe?
I didn't play it. It might have been mobile.
Was it Reigns Game of Thrones?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, there was something else that but my mind goes to Game of Thrones is so hot. It's still hot, even with Hot D not being as big as like what we once were on HBO watching Game of Thrones week to week. But like Hot D with House of the Dragon is big right now. Could we do a Shadow of Mordor in Game of Thrones with the Nemesis system and just do that? Big open world like The Witcher, going from all the iconic towns that you know, slaying just jabronis. One guy gets away, he becomes your rival.
Can somebody remind me how?
Can we do that?
How did Embracer get the Lord of the Rings IP again? Can somebody remind me how this happened?
They just bought
Some
it.
crazy
Who they
buyout.
bought it? Who had
and it
it
was
before?
super cheap.
Did-
it was
did-
an insane price.
Did Warner Brothers have it before?
Something. I don't. What about Amazon? They got the TV show deals. Is that what's going on?
I mean,
with them?
Amazon's publishing. God, I fucking forget now. Like
Yeah.
it's so messy. Amazon owns Lord of the Rings. I guess Embracer is just doing the video games then. I thought Embracer bought Lord of the Rings.
No, I think Amazon owns Lord of the Rings.
I think it's just a complicated thing. Amazon does not own Lord of the Rings.
Oh wow.
Says chat. They're going back and forth. I don't even think chat knows.
We'll find out. That's crazy.
I'll
But
do
yeah.
research.
But a fourth one of Game of Thrones. Crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's.
You got to prove. I mean,
Okay.
that's just us holding on to big IP. You got to prove to us.
What's up, Roger?
This is from the Google AI thing, so grain of salt, but still. Embracer Group does not own the rights to the Lord of the Rings, but it does control the intellectual property licensing rights of the franchise.
Oh.
So they own they license it out, but then the Tolkien estate still owns it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So like they don't basically own it, but like I think they're almost like the arbiters then.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Did Warner? What I want to know is like what happened. Who did
Well, they started losing money.
Who did they
I'm pretty
wrestle
sure
that
Warner
away?
Brothers was tanking at a time.
You think Warner Brothers didn't want to pay the Tolkien estate any more money to use Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, probably.
I'm speaking as somebody who doesn't know shit
Yeah.
about this because it's been long enough that I've just forgotten.
That's
But
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, your idea of making a Game of Thrones game that is just going to be like Shadow of Mordor.
The Witcher, yeah. uh-huh.
I think that is a great idea, or like a Witcher, right? I think that's such a great idea. The problem is, what studio are going to give it to? Because Monolith, they're making Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Theoretically, even though Wonder Woman, they say DC here, right? But they say, what do they say? They said DC, in particular Batman, is what they say. What about Wonder Woman, the next game you have coming out from DC?
I might just
What about that
move
one?
past that one.
Yes.
We never know.
Like, put some respect on Wonder Woman. Yeah, the way they're talking about this makes me worry. It reminds me of how Embracer says that they want to, exploit Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just fascinated by this. Warner Brothers is definitely want to keep an eye on for the coming years.
Whoa.
I have worry.
Big money loss there.
I
Big
have
money.
worry.
Gotta this is the company where you clearly see it's like, oh, they have to cut off. They got to trim all the fat and look at themselves and say, we need only money makers. That's all we can do to sustain if we want to stay in this game.
Yeah.
And that's what clearly they got to do now.
Somebody said give it to Avalanche. Avalanche makes the Harry Potter games. They're gonna make the Harry Potter games.
Oh, they're making more Harry Potter games.
yeah.
We're never stopping with Harry
We're
Potter.
never stopping with that. Again, big things happening. Big moves
Big games.
happening.
Big things.
But Roger, Mike, if I wanted something smaller, say the tiniest news I need to know about, where would I go?
Blessing, I would take you to the We News Network, our final story of the day to give you the smallest news you need to know about.
Sorry, I'm in a scramble this morning. All right, a lot of things are happening.
Well, we're throwing things
we
at
had
you. We're keeping
breaking
it busy.
news. You know, Greg and Tim came through.
We're trying to tighten this show up.
I'm gonna be honest. You're trying to tighten the show up because we had meetings that Games Daily is going too long, so I'm trying to figure it out. And also, I'm forming decks in my brain right now, Mike.
Snap. He's already thinking
I'm
about
already
the next
thinking
thing.
about the decks, and I'm like, all right, do I take them out with my Zapdos Pikachu,
Yeah.
or do I go Gardevoir Mewtwo and be a bitch? You know what I mean? I don't know. We News for you. We originally had 6 stories. I'm taking story number 5, making it part of We News.
Okay.
Avengers Endgame directors got $5 million to not make a League of Legends film, basically because the Riot they're trying to get into, this is like 5 years ago, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to break into TV and film.
Yep.
They're trying to figure things out. They approach the Russo brothers, and then they realize that they didn't want to do that anymore. But then, because of their inexperience, had to pay them $5 million.
Yeah, it was more like, I don't think we're ready for this. We're a little apprehensive. Let's just give them the payout and tell them we're not ready. Is right. That's what it sounded like, is right.
That's some Snow Mike shit to do.
Yeah, that's one of those where like you jump a little, you get ahead of yourself, and then you're like, oh shit, we weren't ready for that.
I wasn't ready. Here's $5 million.
Yeah, that's like me at like Starbucks today, Roger. You'll have a good laugh at this one. Where I ordered Starbucks, and I was like, you know what? I might skip the Starbucks today. I already ordered it. It was sitting on the table, but I was just gonna drive past it. So that's what we did. I was like, yo, Russo bros, here's the money, but actually I don't want it anymore.
Jesus Christ.
I couldn't go to Starbucks two days in a row, Roger. So day 3, you know.
No, I don't know. Stop saying you know. I don't fucking know, Mike.
Why'd you order it?
It's the whole thing.
It's not.
Arcane, season 2, this Saturday, the final season. Make sure to tune in.
Oh, it's the
Big
final one?
Yeah, it's the final season. I'm doing a rewatch right now. Loving it. So excited. But yeah, what is more? What will they do next? It is interesting. Like, you had these two dudes ready to go. Like, what were we gonna build here? But clearly they weren't ready. They didn't want to go for that yet.
I mean, they made the right decision. Arcane's great. Oh, Greg's here.
Remember when we had a conversation about any of these shows on time?
Listen, you came in here and challenged us to a battle.
You don't deserve it, but here's a Death Note chess kit.
Oh, a chess kit. We love chess. That's great, bro. That's gonna be a cool one, man.
So I'm living my
stay
best
focused.
life.
Stay focused.
Sorry,
you
I
can
can't.
open it later.
Oh,
stay
man.
focused.
Okay, let me open this on stream or something.
Yeah.
This is so exciting.
Open it on stream. We'll open it on stream. That'll be fun.
More Wii news from me. This comes from Ryan Dinsdale at IGN. Pokemon trading card game pocket players can already participate in another event, and this one puts player versus player battles at the forefront. The Genetic Apex Emblem event begins today, November 7th, and wraps on November 28th. Developer Creatures Inc. explained that emblem events will let players take on others with emblems, shine dust, and other items on the line.
Look at that. You and I are like IGN. We're breaking news. I was already talking about that.
Got you one too, Mike.
Thank you, Greg. That's
yeah.
awesome. I love that. That's so great.
No man, a Death Note chess set is the most meaning
It's gonna
thing.
be cool. It's gonna be with those weird dolls, I hope.
Yeah.
From the game.
Oh man, I
yeah,
really
that
hope.
would be cool.
Here, can I I got a bone to pick with Roger McCorney.
Oh,
right.
okay.
I've been on Reddit recently.
Oh, he's been on Reddit.
I've been on Reddit. I sworn off Reddit a while ago, but
okay, but
I'm back on Reddit. I've been using it.
I like going to Reddit. I talk to the people.
And like
I say hi, it's Mike.
My Reddit just automatically is putting kind of funny community stuff in my main feed, which I'm okay
Yeah,
with
I like
actually. And I saw somebody was like, have any of the guys actually like watched Death Note? And I go in there because I'm like, oh, I love Death Note. And Roger's already replied. And Roger's like, yeah, me, Tim, and Nick love Death Note.
Wow, you didn't put Bless's name in
didn't put
that?
my name in there.
Did you see what I wrote?
What'd you
I
write?
wrote, I only watched the movie.
I didn't say Mike. 'Cause
You didn't say Mike.
responded.
You didn't put respect on
maybe
my
you should have gotten there. You know what I mean? Maybe you should have been part of the community a little more.
Listen, all right, it's just social media scares me.
I love it.
I don't like. I get
But we're
nervous when
bringing the
people are talking about.
Yeah, but we're bringing the positivity in there. We're saying, hey, what up, y'all? And then we're all dapping up. We're all laughing. And they're like, yo, Mike's hair looks bad. And I'm like, hey, jabroni, taken, noted. And they're like, oh, Mike, you're so cool. That's fine. And I'm like, you don't got to be mean to me. And they're like, Mike, we're never mean to you. And I'm like, I appreciate that.
That's my thing. Well, yeah. But that's my thing is like I've been slowly dipping my water back in because like I don't know. When I first got hired here, I was very nervous about people being mean to me.
Yeah.
Guess what? People were mean to me. But like I think I've grown enough confidence and I've grown enough like self-assurance that I'm like I'm getting back in there.
Yeah, we're dipping our toe in there.
After saying that, somebody's gonna make a really mean thread about me today, and I'm gonna have to like
It
not
always
go on there
happens.
anymore.
It always happens.
No Man's Sky has announced PS5 Pro support, crossplay,
Whoa.
and that Mass Effect's Normandy is coming to the game to celebrate N7 Day. So get hyped for that.
Talk
Today,
about
Apple Arcade subscribers can jump into Wheel of Fortune Daily, Drive Ahead Carcade, Arkanoid vs. Space Invaders Plus, and Texas Hold'em Pokerist Plus.
If you're signed up for Apple Arcade, I need to know. You know what I mean? Because you and Gary were like the people that spoke about Apple Arcade in like 2 years since Greg made that a big thing. I haven't heard anyone talk about that.
That's because I have an Android, so I can't even get Apple Arcade on this thing.
Let me know, people.
From Wario 64, you can get a free Kazuma Kiryu DLC outfit for Like a Dragon Pirate. Did we outstay the music?
Yes.
Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii by signing up for a newsletter.
Oh,
So Roger, get on that.
give him your email.
I already did. I did it immediately. I gave my social security number. They didn't ask for it, but I just gave it to them.
Give him your information.
Starting January 1st, 2025, NVIDIA caps game streaming to 100 hours a month for new performance, renamed the Priority Tier, or Ultimate GeForce Now members. they also announced 1440p streaming and ultra-wide support. Stranger Things VR launches December 5th on PSVR 2, MetaQuest, and PC VR.
Oh, okay.
Divinity: The Original Sin 2 has been rated for Xbox Series X and PS5.
Boom. Yeah, that got pushed back a little bit, so I'm excited for that one.
That's very exciting.
Yeah.
And then Multiverses adds DC's Raven on November 12th and Adventure Time's Marceline later.
Snap.
in
I hope it
season 4.
recoups the $100
No,
million.
no wonder they're losing $100 million
It
on this thing.
recoups the money.
Fucking Marceline? Who is that? No, I'm
It's
just kidding.
Adventure Time. Everybody loves Adventure Time.
Actually, I do know that everybody loves Adventure Time. It was just after my time.
Okay.
I stopped watching Cartoon Network at
The
that point.
NVIDIA story is the one that I'm interested in, because that one's like, get in on it now if you're interested, so you don't have to have the cap. I'd have to check in on Washi. Washi uses that a lot and really likes what it does with the game streaming, but I doubt he's putting in hundreds of hours a month. So it's like, does he worry about being capped? I don't want to be capped. As you know, I don't want to be put in a box. Okay?
No, that's fair.
I'm playing games outside the box. I'm playing Sonic X Shadow Generations, okay?
Yeah, you
Mike's
are.
getting out, okay?
Yeah.
Mike's getting out the box. I'm trying new things.
What did you say? What did you say to me privately?
This is good.
No, it's not what you said. You just said that game sucks, Roger.
Damn it! I thought for
He's
sure
such a
Mike.
liar.
I thought for sure Mike had the Sonic gene
10%
in
of
him.
it I love.
Uh-huh.
The other 90% I suck at and I hate it.
That's fair.
I can't find the flow, bless.
That's it for We Need. No, but you're not supposed to find the flow. Well, you are
No,
supposed to.
you're
You're supposed to find the flow, but 90% of the time you don't find the flow, and you run into a wall or you run into enemies and you lose the rings.
Why do I keep running into walls?
I mean,
That's
it's part of the
good.
game. It's part of the game. Let's pull out a couple super chats. You guys have been
Let's get
very
some
generous.
Can
in the
we
super
apologize
chats.
to that one super chat?
Oh yeah, during the break, Mike accidentally deleted a super
Yeah,
chat.
my apologies. I'm on a touch screen and the touch screen freaked out. I pressed it. So where is that person? At a Ross for words. If you hear me, please type in your super chat in all caps in the normal YouTube thing, and I'll read yours while you read the rest.
All right, I have a great cast right here, everybody.
Oh,
Here we
okay.
go.
You worked
This
on
will be
the
the
cast.
longest
Nice.
episode.
Here we go.
I've been trying to end this for 30 minutes.
Let's see here. One sec. We have Commander Shepard, Chris Evans,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Joker, who's originally played by Seth Green in the game.
Yeah.
Tom Holland,
Oh.
Oh, that's good. I thought you were
Morden
gonna say Seth Green.
Solis, Benedict Cumberbatch,
That's good.
Okay.
That's really good.
Oh.
Liara Tassoni, Zendaya. Is it MC? I don't know. It's just
Well,
coincidence.
MC
in the background
It's a
says
coincidence.
it's a big deal.
It's
Big
a
deal.
coincidence. What's the big
Yeah.
deal? Elusive Man, Samuel Jackson.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gathering a lot of actors from a lot of different places.
Yeah.
You know what I
Wow.
mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Evans. Okay. Yeah.
Chris Evans is Shepard. Yeah. Scarlett Johansson, Miranda.
Oh.
Yeah,
These are okay.
Let's see here. Chris Hemsworth as Rex. I think
I mean,
works
I
really
like
well.
it though. I like it though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then finally, Keith David as Anderson.
Ah, yes.
No,
yes,
of
yes.
course. You gotta
So
do
it's
that.
actors from a lot of different walks of life. You know what I mean?
Walks
So
of
I
life,
like it. I like it a lot.
A Ross for
Everybody.
words writes in with their super chat and says, "Shout out Rivals of Ether 2 makes multiverses look Bush League at best."
God damn.
Wow. Okay, attacking him.
All
Okay.
Let's see here. DJ Kenter writes in and says WB recently announced they're moving forward with a Game of Thrones movie too. Chances they tie the movie to the new game like they are the Hogwarts TV show. I hope not. Stop doing that. Don't tie the games to a show. Let
Or a
them
movie.
exist independently
Let it rock.
because they're gonna fuck each other up.
We should have a conversation of best movie video games that were tied together, right? You know what I think of? Defiance, the video game that was also part of the TV show. That you would watch the TV show, and then in the video game, it would have repercussions from the TV show, and also the video game would affect the TV show.
Nobody wants that.
Defiance.
Nobody wants that. Dean8149 says I think OD will be on the PlayStation or will be on PlayStation before Death Stranding 2 on Xbox.
They don't have the cloud. They don't have the cloud.
That's true. We don't have the cloud on PlayStation.
The cloud.
We don't have the cloud. Alvaro says Lord of the Rings has multiple licenses, movies, and books. Embracer bought books and licensing from the Tolkien state. Warner has the rights to the movies.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Actually, no.
One
I'm not
day
saying it.
we'll get so big that we can sell the rights off to different companies. You know what I mean? I get
This
you
is
my
like the
book
Tetris-
rights, you get my
this is
movie rights, you get my
basically-
TV rights.
And I know this is going to only work for a few people, but it's
Yeah.
basically the Tetris movie. Have you seen the Tetris movie?
Pixels.
No. Very
What's it
No
called?
shot.
What's it called? Tetris?
Never mind. I'm done with this. All right, we're going to You're Wrong. I'm not even reading the rest of this fucking super. I'm wrapping this shit up. Oh man, golly. Kebab says the No Man's Sky PS5 Pro update also applies to playing the game in PSVR 2. Sure, I'll take this one, Kebabs. Kebab says
Okay.
Wario64 has joined Blue Sky. Just heads up.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Uh,
Saw Blue Sky for the first time today.
what do you mean you saw?
Barrett linked one of the tweets
Oh,
in
so
the
you clicked into
KFGD,
it.
and then it pulled up. I said, "Oh my god, I've never seen this. That's cool."
Did you do it on your computer?
Oh yeah, it was on my computer.
It looks so bad because
Oh,
they don't have
okay.
they don't have a browser. It looks like a mobile
Oh, okay.
timeline
Interesting. Yeah.
on my computer.
Okay, yeah.
Which I don't like. But
Haven't made the
they'll
jump
get
yet.
there. They'll get there.
Okay.
That's it for You're Wrong. Of course, this has been KFGD. We had the meeting not that many days ago. That was like, we got to start finishing
21
these
minutes over.
on
People,
time.
someone's
And
gonna
this
get a
is-
talking to.
This is the longest KFGD of 2024 so far. So I'm sure we're not going to get a talking to. Of course, remember, each and every weekday we run you through the nerdy news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and on podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with the Kind of Funny membership on Patreon or YouTube to get all of our shows ad-free. Watch us record them live and get a daily exclusive show. Enjoy the Gamescast next and the stream after. But until next time, game daily.